Beautiful Dominican Republic, and nothing says hitting rock bottom here on Roundtable Sports like losing to TD Fence Talks Dolphins. My gosh, man, never would I thought it would come to this, but here we are. The San Francisco 49ers lose a disappointing game.
This video is powered by BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% sign-up bonus. Start playing today with an exclusive offer. Shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports.
Back-to-back weeks have a chance to win it. Brock Purdy in back-to-back weeks throws the game-sealing interception. Congrats, TD, to your Miami Dolphins. And I hope your goldfish dies. That's the way I feel about this whole situation. But yeah, so here we are. Rams win. It looks like they're on their way to winning the division. The Cardinals have sealed their fate. They, much like my San Francisco 49ers, if I had a fork, I'd stick it in them. And the Seattle Seahawks lose as well, although they have an outside chance to win the division still. San Francisco 49ers had some interesting things happen today. They had Ricky Pearsall with multiple strange penalties not lining up on the line of scrimmage. They had Deebo Samuel playing as if the season was on the line, even though it clearly wasn't. Maybe that's him trying to fight for another contract with the San Francisco 49ers or what have you. You had guys like Eric Saubert and Kyle Juszczyk helping today, and the left side of the offensive line being reworked. Dre Greenlaw getting injured, and Jake Moody doing Jake Moody things, missing kicks. Ultimately, it's just a super disappointing season to be a San Francisco 49er fan. And I think the thought is that the San Francisco 49ers are just going to bounce back. Everything's going to be good to go. They're going to bounce back. Everything will be perfect. And I just don't see it that way. I mean, they only have so much wiggle room with the salary cap and which direction that they can go. And much like the Fast and Furious movies, I mean, shoot, we might be on Run It Back 6. We might as well get this thing to 10. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. The team's older, it's more expensive, and they've just set themselves up to fail. And they have to find a way to move on from some of these big contracts. I just don't see a way where you can bring back Deebo and hope that everything's just going to be good. Bring back Deebo and Juice and the whole cast of characters. And, you know, just because they went to a Super Bowl last year and barely lost that game, these injuries this year, man, it really held them back. And next year is going to be their year. I just don't see it working out that way. I don't. I mean, it's time to move on, retool from this team. And, you know, I've been saying it. I hate to beat a dead horse, but Brock Purdy once again proving that he's just not worth paying. Not yet. They've got to see it for one more year. That's the only take that I've had. And for some reason, that stirs up so much controversy. But you look at Brock Purdy, and he's basically proven at this point, back-to-back weeks, he had a chance to rewrite narratives. One, he had a chance to rewrite the narrative last week that he can't play well in inclement weather. Turns out he can't play well in inclement weather. He had a chance to rewrite the narrative that in close games, plus or minus 7 points last week, that he can come through in the fourth quarter. Turns out, can't do that. But once again, this week, had two more opportunities to do just that. Failed both times. Once again, throwing the game-sealing pick. Such is life for a San Francisco 49er fan. Lots to talk about this offseason. Congrats to the Rams. Looks like you're going to be going to the playoffs. And the rest of this division has a lot to think about in a long offseason.
This video is being powered by BetUS, the #1 online sports book in the world. Use code YouTube150 to get your 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two. That's up to $2,000. We got Christmas football this week, folks. The Chiefs and Steelers and the Ravens and Texans. If you guys want to take advantage of the BetUS code YouTube150 to make your bets right here, go to betus.com.pa. We also got all the other games this week. Make sure you guys check out BetUS. They got player prop bets, same game parlays, you name it. All right, so big time shout out to BetUS. Please bet responsibly. The proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports.
Week 17 for the NFC West, filled with 3 primetime games, starting with Thursday Night Football, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Chicago Bears. And man, I think this game could be a close one, but you just can't believe in the Chicago Bears. They cannot win anything ever. Like, I think they've lost 9 in a row. Seattle Seahawks playoff hopes are going to be on the line, and they're not going to know their fate that Thursday night. They're going to have to win and then hope that the Cardinals can beat the Rams, setting up a showdown for Week 18. Winner take all, wins the division. And I believe that the Seattle Seahawks will win this game. Should be relatively close, though. I'm going to go 27-20, Seattle over Chicago. Then we move to Saturday football, where we've got the Rams and the Cardinals. Remember, the Cardinals are eliminated, but I don't think that they're just going to lay down. I think that they're going to fight, do everything they can to try to win that game. I just think ultimately the Rams know that if they win that game, they won the division. They can rest guys in Week 18 and then get ready for the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Rams to win that one 30-20. And then we close out Monday Night Football, San Francisco 49ers versus the Detroit Lions. In a game that matters so much for the San Francisco 49ers, it means absolutely nothing. Does mean everything for Detroit, though. They are still fighting for the number 1 seed. And I think even though the Detroit Lions have a super banged-up defense, I believe that the 49ers should be able to put up some points. But ultimately, I think watching Detroit in this offense, they're so creative. They're full of weapons. And ultimately, they're going to come in. They're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers. And if it's up to them, they will do all sorts of embarrassing things to the San Francisco 49ers. You remember when they played Dallas earlier in the season? They tried to put up 1,000,000 on them, tried to score with all their offensive linemen. That was a team that beat them in the regular season because of a bad call by the ref saying that they didn't report their offensive linemen as eligible. Well, imagine what they want to do to a team that beat them in the NFC Championship game. Probably horrible things. I don't know that ultimately they'll be able to embarrass the 49ers in that fashion, but I do think that they're going to win. I'm going to go 31-20. Detroit Lions win that game, and there you have it. NFC West predictions. I believe by the end of this next week, the Los Angeles Rams will have clinched the division, and who would have thought that the way everything is flipped around within this division, at one point the Rams were plus 1,600 favorites, or excuse me, not even favorites, plus 1,600 to win the division. I said that that was a good bet. Turns out that that would have been true, but who would have thought that by the time we got into Week 18 with this division that's flip-flopped the way that it has throughout the course of the year, that it would be wrapped up, and that's exactly what we have a chance to witness this coming week and weekend. I believe the Rams get it done, and they will be headed to the playoff.
This video is powered by BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150 to get your 150% sign-up bonus. Start playing today with an exclusive offer. Shout out to BetUS for being the proud sponsor of Roundtable Sports.